Hey y'all, it's Crystal here. Today we're making the Torino headscarf. Thanks so much to Hobbii Yarn for providing the yarn for this pattern.
This uses one ball of Hobbii Friends Cotton 8/8. It's 100% cotton yarn, and this is about 82 yards in one ball. This is a number 3 lightweight yarn, and I'm using a 4.5 millimeter crochet hook with that. So the size we're making will fit most adult head circumferences of 20 to 22 inches around. And the finished size here is 6 inches from the center to the tip and about 14 inches wide without the ties. Okay, so this is a center out pattern, so we're going to start with a magic circle. You can start with a chain 3 and slip stitch it together to form a circle. One fun thing about this yarn is we have a little easy start tab on the end of the yarn from the center pull ball. All right, so I'll start with the magic circle, and I'm going to place 3 double crochets in the magic circle. So those 3 chains will count as my first double crochet. Going back into the circle, I will place 1, 2. And now I'm going to chain 2, which will count as the tip of my triangle. And then I'm going to go back in and place 3 more double crochets. Oh my goodness. There we go. Okay. I'll pull that closed, and we have the start to our triangle. So for this pattern, we will increase on our first and last stitches and in this center stitch, which is this chain 2 space here on this row. Now we are going to turn. So here we have 8 stitches, 3, 4, 5, 3 more is 8. I'm going to turn, and we'll start with a chain 3. You can also use a chain 3 alternative. We'll double crochet back into the same stitch. So now we have 2 stitches here. Chain 1, skip 1, and then double crochet in the following stitch. That brings us to our chain 2 center. We're going to place 3 double crochets in that chain 2 space. Now we are going to double crochet in the following stitch right after our chain 2 space there, and then we will again chain 1, skip 1, and in the top of our 3rd chain, or your alternative if you use that, we're going to place 2 double crochets both in that same stitch. We'll have 11 stitches. Our center double crochet of the 3 we put in is our center stitch where we will increase on the next row. So now we'll turn, and for row through 3, we'll start with our chain 3 again. We're going to place 2 double crochets back in the same stitch, 1 and 2. Now we will chain 1, skip 1, and we're going to double crochet in the next 3 stitches. So we're skipping our double crochet. In the chain 1 space, we're making a double crochet in the next stitch, and double crochet in the following. That brings us to our center double crochet stitch, where we will place our double crochet, chain 2, double crochet back into that same stitch. This is our center. Now we're going to reverse repeat that on the other side. So we'll start with 3 double crochets, 1, 2, the 3rd one going in that chain 1 space,
Chain 1, skip 1, and place 3 double crochets in the last stitch.
You'll have 18 stitches. Turn for row 4, chain 3 for our first double crochet back into the same stitch, double crochet in each stitch to the center, at the center chain 2, we're going to place 3 double crochets there. Then we'll continue placing 1 double crochet per stitch back down the other side to the end. Place 2 double crochets in the last stitch at the top of the 3rd chain there if you did a chain 3. For the end of round 4 here, we'll have 21 stitches. Alright, for row 5, chain 3 to start as our first double crochet, going back into the same stitch, place 2 more double crochets. Then we'll double crochet in the next 2 stitches. 1, 2. Now we'll chain 1, skip 1, double crochet in the next 3. 1, 2, and 3. Chain 1, skip 1, double crochet in the next 2. Which brings us to our center double crochet, where we will place a double crochet, chain 2, double crochet all in that same stitch. Now we'll reverse repeat back down the other side, double crochet 2, chain 1, skip 1, double crochet 3, chain 1, skip 1, double crochet in the next 2, and then in the last stitch we'll place 3 double crochets all in the same spot. "28 stitches at the end of round 5. Okay, moving on to round 6. Chain 3 for a first stitch, double crochet back into the same stitch. Now we're going to skip all of our double crochets and only work into our chain spaces on this row. And we're going to work 6 double crochets all into that same spot. Skip the double crochets, work into the chain 1 space next, place 6 double crochets all in that same space. Now when we get to our center double crochet, chain 2 double crochet space, we are going to work into the center. With 3 double crochets. And we continue down the other side, skipping the double crochets, working 6 double crochets into our chain 1 space. Skipping the double crochets, working 6 into the next chain 1 space. At the end of the row, now we are working 2 double crochets in the last stitch. We're going to skip all 4 of these and work into the last stitch with 2 double crochets. For row 6, you'll have 31 stitches. Now we're going to turn and work row 7. Start with a chain 3. For row 7, we're placing 2 more double crochets back in the same stitch with the chain 3. So we have 3 stitches to start. Then we're double crocheting in each stitch around till we get to the center where we'll place our double crochet, chain 2 double crochet. Then we'll continue placing 1 double crochet per stitch back down the other side. And we'll finish with 3 double crochets in the last stitch. You'll end round 7 with 38 stitches. Uh-oh. Okay, for row 8, we're doing a chain 3 and double crochet back into the same stitch. Now we'll chain 1, skip 1, double crochet in the next 4 stitches. Chain 1, skip 1, and repeat that 2 more times. Chain 1, skip 1, double crochet in the next stitch. That brings us to our center, chain 2. We're going to place 3 double crochets there. Now we'll reverse repeat down the other side, starting with our double crochet in that first stitch after the chain 2. Chain 1, skip 1, double crochet in the next 4. Chain 1, skip 1, chain 1, skip 1, chain 1, skip 1, and in the last stitch we're going to place 2 double crochets to end row 8. 41 stitches at the end of round 8. Turn your work for round 9. Start with our chain 3, skip our double crochet and work into our chain 1. We're going to place 6 double crochets. Now we'll skip the next 4 and place 6 double crochets in the next chain 1. And we'll be repeating this around. In our center, we're going to place a double crochet, chain 2 double crochet. Once we get to our center, we are going to place double crochet, chain 2 double crochet, all in that center And then we'll continue repeating back down, placing 6 double crochets in each chain 1 space. Okay, now we're going to skip the next double crochet, and in the last one we're going to place 1 double crochet. "54 stitches at the end of row 9. Now we're turning and working row 10. We'll chain 3, 2 double crochets back in that same stitch, so we'll be starting with 3 double crochets here. Then we'll double crochet in each stitch to the center, where we will place 3 double crochets in the chain 2 space, and then continue double crocheting in each stitch back down the other side, ending with 3 double crochets in the very last stitch.
Okay, I'm going to finish this one off camera, and then I will meet you back here for the last stitch.
We'll have 59 stitches at the end of round 10. Now we're ready for round 11. Start with our chain 3, double crochet back into the same stitch, chain 1, skip 1, double crochet in the next 4 stitches, chain 1, skip 1, and then repeat that across till we get to our center. We'll keep repeating 4 more times. Did I not skip one there? I did not. Chain 1, skip 1, double crochet in the next 2 stitches. Here we are leading up to our center. Now we're at our center stitch. We're going to place a double crochet, chain 2, double crochet back into that same stitch. So here we'll have our first 2 stitches and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sets of 4. 2 more double crochets, our center. Now we're going to reverse repeat down the other side. So we'll start with our 2 double crochets. Chain 1, skip 1, double crochet 4, and keep repeating. Okay, we have our last 2 stitches left, so we're going to chain 1, skip 1, double crochet 2 in the last stitch of the round.
Okay, for row 12, we're going to start with our chain 3, then we're going to skip 1 and make 6 double crochets in the next chain 1 space. Now we'll skip the next 4 double crochets and place 6 double crochets in the next chain 1 space. Then we'll keep repeating that along this side. As we approach the center chain 2 space here, we're going to skip 3 double crochets and place 3 double crochets in that center chain 2. Then we'll skip the following 3 stitches and in the next chain 1 space place 6 double crochets. Then we'll continue repeating that along this side, skipping all the double crochets and working 6 double crochets in the chain 1 spaces. Okay, I'm going to finish this one off camera and then I will meet you back here for the last stitch. When you get to the end here, you're going to skip 1 double crochet and work 1 double crochet in the very last stitch. You'll end with 77 stitches. Now for finishing, we're going to continue working from where you are and chain 1 and work single crochets evenly along the edge here. Usually for double crochet rows, that means about 2 single crochets per double crochet row. Once you've worked single crochets across the front edge here, it's time to chain for our ties. You'll want to chain about 16 inches. Then you can cut your yarn and pull it through that last chain stitch. Then it's time to join your yarn on the other side, and you'll just use a regular slip stitch to join it. And then you'll repeat chaining to 16 inches. Once you get there, it's time to cut your yarn and weave in all your ends and make sure to block your headscarf